Rev up your engines! Here's the 2024 Trailblazer RS, and it's me who's been working on cars for 56 years to tell you the truth about them. Not some advertising, not some hype, the reality of it. Now, you remember in 2021, I did a video on a Trailblazer. This is the fancy version of 2024. So they're still making them, and they're made in Korea still. These are Korean cars. Don't mistake and think Chevy Trailblazer. It has nothing to do with Chevy Trailblazer. Chevy Trailblazers, back in the day, they were selling $250,000 or more a year. They were big vehicles. This is completely Korean-made vehicle. As I showed in 2021, the sticker said, this contains less than 3% of American and Canadian parts. It's a Korean car, okay? You're getting a Korean car. As you can see here, at least it's a Korean car made in Korea. The Korean cars, Kias, Hyundais that are made outside of Korea, hey, a lot of them have problems. Engines blowing, burning oil, trannies going out. GM has a factory in Korea, and that's where they make these things. Now, this is a fully loaded RS. But even at that, he paid $28,000 for it, for an SUV, right? The average car these days is over $45,000. So you gotta say, that's a deal in terms of money. This is a loaded one, so when we look under the hood, it's got a little baby engine now. This is a 1.3 liter turbocharged engine. And this is the big engine. This is the luxury one. The smaller engine is 1.2 liter. And here's the strangest thing. This is the bigger engine. It's turbocharged. It gets better gas mileage. You got a vehicle that's a reasonable size with a tiny engine. Sometimes tiny is too tiny. It's not a race car, but we're going to drive it, and if you saw the one I did on the 2021 Trailblazer, it still was reasonably fast, zippy for getting around because the turbo kicks in on it. But here's one thing you have to realize, and luckily this guy was smart. He did indeed buy the extended warranty. I'm not an extended warranty fan, but he bought it at the dealer. So if the engine or tranny goes out, they gotta fix it. The original one's only 3 years or 60,000 miles. If you're planning on keeping a car with a small engine like this, 1.3 liter and a turbo, you really better buy the extended warranty because that's a lot of revs on a small engine. Now, he's a conservative driver, but he also is very conservative maintaining it. He changed the oil for 800 miles the first time. Not a bad idea. Get the early oil out of it, but he's gonna change the oil regularly. You have to maintain these little 1.3 3-cylinder turbo engines or they will blow up. You got to be right on there. I mean, you could change the oil and filter every 5,000 miles if you use full synthetic, and he used a good quality filter too. You know, but you have to. Don't go by any nonsense, oh, I'll change it every 10, 15,000 miles. You will blow the engine up. You have to have good maintenance. The turbo is also oil cooled and lubricated. It's the same oil as your engine uses. So you don't want dirty oil. You gotta maintain these things. And from what I've seen historically, they're not horrible engines. We're not talking about Geo Metro engines that Chevy sold in the past. These are reasonably well-built engines. They're a bit small for me, but they're all going to the smaller engines. At least, since this is the luxury one, it's got a real automatic transmission. If you go for the smaller, cheaper 1.2 liter engine, it only comes with the CVT. And as of now, 2024, they're still putting real automatics in these things, which give them a lot better acceleration, a better lifespan. A regular automatic transmission that's made correctly is gonna last a lot longer. And yes, they are not Jacko automatic transmissions, so you don't have to worry about that. Now as we get inside, got a nice red, black trim, red stitching on very comfortable seats. Got the Chevy emblem, even though it's made in South Korea. We'll start her up. And it's got a nice setup dash. Everything you can see, the mileage, the tachometer. With nose and hood's open. There's the actual automatic transmission. Of course, it's got an electric parking brake. They all do. But I do have to say, I like this red trim on it. A lot of room in the back seat. And the back mats and the red, it really pops. I mean, it is nice looking. Look at the nice center cup holder in the back seat. It's got some serious room and comfort. All your Android Auto, Wi-Fi hotspot, easy to use. I hate the automatic stuff. It's nonsense. It's pretty simple. You want hot, hot. You want cold, cold. There it is. The speeds Very simple, the buttons for where you're going. I like something that's functional. Heated steering wheel and collision avoidance stuff, turning it on and off. This particular one gets 33 miles a gallon on the highway. Not bad for something that's relatively zippy with real automatic transmission in it that can carry quite a few people. It's not a hybrid, it's not electric, it's a regular gasoline engine. And as you can see, it's got collision avoidance systems and stuff on it. Oh my, it doesn't have a sunroof. Oh well, I really don't care. I hate those things. Let's face the fact, some of these places, oh, we got a sunroof, goes from the front to the back all the way. Another thing that can break and shatter. Another thing that makes your car even hotter inside when the sun's shining. I mean, those things have been pushed to ad nauseum. Who cares? I don't like sunroofs on cars. My wife's Lexus, we don't even open it. It's a car, right? I feel safer with metal above me anyways. Oh, like I say, hey, that really pops. And, hey, it's nice. You can have a person sitting there if you pull it up, or hey, you got a nice dual cup holder. It's a nice thought. And realize, of course, it is a smaller vehicle, but hey, there's a reasonable amount of room in this trunk. Plus, since it's got no windows in the back, guess what? It's harder for people to see what's hiding in here. And when you put the seats down, you can put a lot of stuff and fit it inside. And they were also smart enough to tint the windows here so you can't see inside. Although I do have to say, this is the factory coating, so it's legal in New York State. He had other stuff tinted a little bit more, but that's the factory tint, so it's nice dark inside, so people can't really see what's going on inside there. Our Matrix has that piece that slides over the top cover. It's a naugahyde cover, so you can't see inside. You don't need it here because you can't see through. Got nice fancy wheels. In this price range, add another 20 grand if you're going to buy a RAV4, right? In the long run, the technology of this is a lot simpler. It's not a hybrid. It's not an electric car. So you're not going to have to deal with super expensive repairs down the line when the electronics break down, because this doesn't have any of that. It's not a hybrid. It's not an electric car. It doesn't have a hybrid boost on it. It's got a turbocharger to boost it. Turbochargers are going to wear engines out faster, so you got to maintain them and buy an extended warranty like they did. Now the funny thing is, they bought this, and then right after, the wife liked it so much, they got a 2021 of the same exact car for 16,000 bucks that only had a small amount of mileage on it. It had 15,800 miles. They liked it so much, how it rode, how it drove, and they got two cars. So it's not like they're putting 8 billion miles on each car. If you're not going to drive all that many miles and you got two cars, hey, odds are they're going to last quite some time in terms of mileage. They don't get the mileage on them, and they're going to last a lot longer. Granted, it's only got 800 miles on it. Nice, wide, very high resolution in camera. Hey, I really don't expect that from a car that's this low price. It's a very good resolution. Okay, now I'll put it in gear. It's a 3-cylinder turbo. Does it shake at idle? No, it's smooth as can be. Like I say, the Koreans have been building these things for a while, so they certainly got some of the bugs out. Now we're going over the giant bump. Keeps water from flooding my neighbor's house. All right, here we go. Now this is a relatively small wheelbase car, so I expect the ride to have a certain amount of bumps in it. Nobody's to the left, nobody's to the right. Here we go. Stopping the gas. Not bad. And that tranny is smooth. This is not a CVT transmission. This is a 9-speed actual automatic transmission. And it not only is smooth, but it delivers the power out of that tiny 1.3 turbo very smoothly. And one advantage of a small car like this is not weigh as much, and it handles very nimbly. It handles more like a car than an SUV. Lo and behold, it has that horrible automatic stop to get better gas mileage. I hate those things. I wish they didn't make them. It started back up, but you can really feel it starting up because it's a little engine, right? It isn't that smooth of a transition. I just hate those things. Why they put it on this is beyond me. It's only going to wear things out faster. But you can always turn that button off for the automatic start-stop. That's what I do if I owned one. I just find them annoying. Well, here we go again until you step in the gas. Hey, you'd never think it was a 3-cylinder engine. But again, this is the luxury model. You road test their 1.2-liter engine that has a CVT transmission on top of it, and you'll probably say, get me out of this thing, it's a dog. This is definitely not a dog. But, again, If you're thinking about getting one, road test them both, and most people will run screaming out of the 1.2 liter 3-cylinder because they're so slow. You can see we hit the bumps and rocks and rolls. It's a small wheelbase car, so if you're one of those people that wants an ultra smooth SUV, well, this isn't the car for you. But on the other hand, if you want a small SUV that's pretty zippy and gets good gas mileage in terms of, hey, for the money, what you get an awful lot for that small amount of money. Remember, as I've warned, I would not ever have a 1.3 liter turbo without a big warranty plan on it, because if they do go out, a lot of money, you do have to maintain them. He's going to change his oil a lot. He's already changed it the first 800, so he's taking care of his car. If you're the type of person that doesn't take care of your car and it's got 50,000 miles and somebody says, how often have you changed the oil? I said, what, you have to change the oil? That's not the car for you. But if you maintain your stuff, you want to get good gas mileage, you like a small zippy little car, hey, you might want to try one of these things out. It's a Korean car that gets good gas mileage, fun to drive around in, doesn't cost all that much. Now you know the mechanics behind it all. Go road test one if you're interested, and if you like it, I'd say, hey, for the money, it's not a bad deal. You're never going to get a Toyota for that kind of money with this kind of stuff on it. Let's just face the facts, right? You get what you pay for if you price around it in this price range. Hey, it's not that bad of a deal. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.